Hey guys, Harsh here, back with another Tarmac Works model for you guys, and this time I have the Ferrari F40 GT, and this is from the Italian GT Championship which was held in 1993. So this is quite an old model, but the color scheme on it with the shell livery looks very nice, and it's an F40, so I obviously had to buy it. So like any other Tarmac Works model, it comes with this nice acrylic case. So let me just slide it out, and underneath that you will get this card also over here. As this is a limited edition model, so you will get this card with the individually numbered chassis. And wow, look at that, we have a nice 1800 number, which is I think quite a unique number, or I should say like a fancy number. And if we just remove this acrylic case from here, then we get our first look at the car itself. As you can see, not much has changed in terms of the body work. I think it is just a simple standard F40 exterior. It is just the paint scheme, and the engine might have been changed in some way or another. So now let's remove it from its base and take a closer look at it. So as always, starting with the front over here, there is not much detail going on over here because it is just a simple standard F40 from the exterior, but you get few logos here and there. You can see they are nicely and clearly visible, and there is also a little mesh design right at the radiator side. As you can see at the very front, you can see we have the very tiniest of Ferrari logos, but I don't think it's recognizable at all, but I think it's quite okay given the size of this model and the size of the logo. On the side fenders, you can see we have some more logos as well of different brands that I don't even know that they existed. Only the Ferrari logo I can recognize, and the Shell logo, and some other Ferrari logos that there might be, and apart from that I think that's it, because it only raised in 1993, so the companies might have been closed or something like that. The headlights I think are one of the most detailed headlights I've seen. So you can see we have some sort of like a plastic window, and then the inside of them we have the headlights. One is orange and one is white. Those are painted headlights, but still it's very nice and realistic looking headlight, which is always nice to see in a scale model. And on the front hood you can see we have the Monteshell logo along with the Ferrari logo again, and then we have some sort of like a triangle logo over here, which I cannot really make out of what that is. And then we have the car number 7 right over here. You can see it is printed all over. If you look at the wheels over here, they are quite nicely detailed. You can see we have the disc brake inside with the little dots in it also, and it is a stationary disc brake. So as you can see, if I move the wheel, the disc brake stays stationary, which is quite nice. And it is the same story at the back over here. As you can see, the disc brakes are silver painted, and the brake calipers are I think goldenish or yellowish painted, whatever color would you like to call it. And then if you move to the sides there, you can see we have a little bit bigger Ferrari logo now, and then underneath that we have some writings over there as well, which is I think of the driver, which is present on the roof as well. And a very scary and a very nice thing is that the blood group for the driver is also written. You can see A positive written on both there and there. So back in the day, I think this was a thing where they have to put the driver name and the blood type, because if they are in a crash, then they would probably need some extra blood because of the severity of the crash. So that's quite nice. The interior is I think very nicely detailed as well. It is a full gray interior with a red racing seat. As you can see, only one seat is there because this is a racing car obviously, and the seat belts are also very nicely detailed. You can see we have some printing on them as well. The dashboard is also very nicely detailed with all the buttons and the knobs, and also the steering wheel is also very nicely detailed, I must say. The side mirror as always are very nicely detailed with the reflective surface inside them, although this time around I think they are so tiny that you cannot actually see them. So let me just try to focus my camera. So now I think it's quite clearly visible. It is I think a silver paint instead of a reflective surface, but so this is actually like downgrading the quality of the model, but still looks very nice. And then on the right side there, you can see we have fuel ports I believe for the car itself. One is also on the left there, but it is covered with the cap, so I guess these two are the operational one that they use during the race. And we also have these scoops over here, which are for engine cooling or tire cooling, whatever the case might be. So you can see one is here, one is at the bottom, and one is at the back over here, so total of 3. And then we have 2 at the front over here as well. The engine bay looks very nice. You can see we have 2 radiators over here I think, and the engine is at the middle. It is quite tough to see from this very distorted window, but still looks very nice as it is multicolored. You can see we have some silver paints going on in the black engine bay, and you can obviously use your creativity to paint it in yourself to make it look more realistic. On the sides there you can see we have some vents over here, which I think are for these intake vents, and then this is the exit vent. So air comes from here, goes with the tire through the radiator or whatever, and then exits out from here. And this very massive grill at the back. And speaking of the back, you can see it is also very nicely detailed. You can see we have plastic insert tail lights there, and underneath the main grill you can see we have the exhaust system over here. It is, I think, sort of okayish detail because they have the silver exhaust and the black paint inside it, but they don't have any hole to add depth to the exhaust itself. But still, it's a very nice effort, and I quite really like this exhaust. And obviously the white, red and yellow livery looks good on this particular car, so I must say this is a very nice model to have in your collection if you are a Ferrari fan or just a normal racing car fan, because race liveries I quite really like. So that is, guys, the Tarmac Works F40 GT from the 1993 Italian GT Championship. And as always, if you have any doubts, suggestions or comments, you can comment down below. I will try to respond to them as soon as possible. So until then, I will catch you all in the next video.